Most people think it's absolutely crazy to start a business during a recession, or at least what feels like a recession. Most people also think that when the economy is feeling pretty uncertain, that is a perfect reason for you to wait, to stay put, to play it safe, and launch a business when things calm down. But here's what the data actually shows. Some of the biggest companies in the world, including Airbnb, WhatsApp, and Uber, were founded during recession. And the virtual assistant industry is no different. It doesn't slow down when the economy gets shaky. It actually grows. And there's data to prove that. Because businesses still need support. And new businesses are being created every single day. They just need it to cost less than a full-time hire. So if you've been waiting for the right time to start your virtual assistant business, you actually might already be in the perfect time. I'm Saba, agency owner and coach, and welcome back to my channel. I went from being laid off in 2020 with no plan to building a full-time virtual assistant business, which grew into my now multi-six-figure operations agency, all while working from home. And I'm here to help you do the same by helping you make more money from the comfort of your own home or anywhere in the world at that, without sacrificing your time so that you can spend your time and your money doing exactly what you want, not just what you have to. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly what to do right now if you're thinking about starting a virtual assistant business or relaunching one during a time when everything feels unsure. These are the same strategies that I walk my students through in my program and the same ones that I use for myself as well. Here's the thing that no one is saying. Recessions or an unstable economy is actually a friend of new service providers. So the state of the economy makes it the perfect time for you. When budgets tighten, businesses don't just stop needing help. They stop being able to afford it at a full-time salary cost. And that's where virtual assistants come in. So a business owner who used to spend $60,000 to $80,000 a year on a full-time hire is now looking for a skilled virtual assistant at a fraction of the cost. So you become the smarter option. And so I know you may ask, well, Saba, if I'm the smarter, cheaper option, then how am I gonna make money as a virtual assistant? Well, the thing is, as an independent contractor, you have the ability to stack your clients and have multiple clients and still make a full-time income as a virtual assistant based on the way that you're pricing your services. So you will still be profitable. It's just the way that you have it set up. And you also might say, well, since they're doing budget cuts, am I also not going to be a part of that at some point? And the answer could be at any point you could lose a client, but businesses who hire contractors tend to hold on tightly, especially if the service that you're providing is something that they actually need, because businesses still need to keep running. And that creates long-term retainer style relationships, which over time builds your predictable income as a virtual assistant. So the risk of starting right now is actually much lower than it seems. The demand is there. It doesn't disappear when the economy feels uncertain. It actually shifts, and it shifts in your favor as a virtual assistant. Another reason why this economy is the best time to become a virtual assistant is because the virtual assistant market is growing at an extraordinary pace. The global virtual assistant market grew from 4.97 billion in 2023 to 6.3 billion in 2024, and it's not slowing down. By 2035, the market should reach 55.4 billion, nearly 3 times the growth over the decade. And that's why I always say, check the data. Sometimes what you hear online or sometimes what someone else is telling you may not be certain, because I've heard that the virtual assistant industry is dying. The data does not say that at all. But what about AI? Isn't AI taking over the virtual assistant industry? The demand for human assistance is still on the rise, even with AI. AI is a tool that virtual assistants use and should be using in their business. By 2026, data says that 40% of virtual assistants are expected to offer highly specialized services, and virtual assistants will be expected to integrate AI tools into the way that they work. And the VAs who embrace using AI tools will become more valuable. They will be the smarter option. The virtual assistant who knows how to use AI tools is like a builder who learned how to use power tools versus a screwdriver. They get more done, deliver more value, and are higher in demand. So the worry isn't, will AI replace virtual assistants? It's, will virtual assistants who don't adapt get left behind by virtual assistants who do? And the answer is yes. If you build your virtual assistant business, even in this economy, with a 9-to-5, you can start building your emergency fund before you even need it. Because a virtual assistant business is so much easier to build when you're not in panic mode. So even if you're starting small, you'll have extra income that you can start putting away as a cushion for whenever you need it. And so you can start off with simple goals like $500 a month or $1,000 a month, or making enough to cover a month's of expenses through your virtual assistant business. You already have a profitable skill. You just don't know what that is yet. And with that profitable skill, you can create one clear service that you can offer to another business owner in need. I see this trip up almost every new VA, and I want to help you right now. The urge to learn everything, to offer everything under the sun, because I just want to get my name out there. I just want to get started. Especially when you're online and you're seeing all these terms thrown around: project management, creative writing, content repurposing, operations, copywriting, email marketing. But the truth is, the virtual assistants who are getting hired the fastest, they aren't always the most experienced. They're the ones who can clearly say, here's my profitable skill, here's the service that I offer, and here's how it's going to make your life easier and change your business. So your job right now is simple. Pick one skill you can do now or learn one quickly. Turn it into one clear service for a potential client and talk about it everywhere. And if you're unsure of your profitable skill or even how to turn it into a service that another business would need, I want you to stop and take my free money-making skills quiz. It's linked in the description below. It'll show you in 3 minutes your most profitable skill based on what you already know and give you a clear plan to start turning it into income. If you start your virtual assistant business, you can start building relationships while you have breathing room. You don't have to wait until you're stressed out in order for you to start building relationships or telling people what you do as a virtual assistant. When you build even a little consistency now, you give future you so much more to work with. Here's a low lift rhythm that you can follow this week. If you're just trying to get your name out there, reach out to 5 people in your network. Former coworkers, local business owners you know, any social groups you're a part of. Send one specific message to start the conversation with any of those 5 people in your network. And you want to make sure that this conversation is tied back to an outcome that will benefit them. Kind of like, here's what I can take off your plate. Let's talk about it. Because small steps add up quicker than you think. You don't need a big following. You don't even need to be online yet. You just need a few right people to know you exist and what you can do. This is exactly what happened for me. I landed my first virtual assistant client about 7 months before I was laid off from my full-time job. And by the time that I was laid off, I was already bringing in just over $1,000 a month in extra income. Income that later replaced my full-time income times 3. And at the moment, was it still a big life change? Yes, because I wasn't starting from zero when I was laid off. And so while of course, when the economy feels unstable and so many layoffs are happening across so many different companies every single week, starting a virtual assistant business is still at the top of the list. It's still one of the best times for you to start because as a contractor, you become the smarter option. You become the most flexible option. It gives you the ability to make more money from anywhere in the world without sacrificing your time by doing things that you already love. And if this was helpful or made you even want to get started in your virtual assistant journey, I want you to comment below and let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.